Here is vocabulary 8A through 8D. I'm going to read over the words and then go over a couple of examples in each section for you to give you an idea after the break, a little refresher on how these are done. So our first word is accompany, to go along with or to play a musical instrument, beneficial, to being of use, captive or captivity, convenient or convenience. Very similar, but one's an adjective and one is a noun. Similar with, well, both captive and captivity are nouns. Ecstasy, so it's a strong feeling of emotion. Ecstatic, which is full of or causing ecstasy. Expanse is a wide open area. Now, expedition can be a long journey or the group that makes such a journey. Inept is lacking in skill or clumsily or awkwardly expressed. Interpret, to translate, to explain the meaning of, or to understand in one's own way. Invaluable, sorry, I keep doing that. So invaluable, too valuable to measure. Linger, to be slow in leaving. Retrieve, to get back or to recover. A skirmish, which is a minor fight or battle, or to take part in such a fight. Supplement is something added to make up for something missing. And territory, or territory if you're British, a particular area of land or a land area under control of a particular group. The island of Guam is a territory of the United States, but enough British for me. Okay, next, words in context. So you're going to read the sentences. If the word in bold is used correctly, you're going to write a C. It says on the line, you're going to write it in the text box. If the word is incorrectly, I'm going to write I instead of on the line. It's going to be in the text box. Best way to do that is to double click on the text box. And so Asim apologized for barging in, and said he didn't mean to interpret me. That is incorrect. The correct word would be interrupt, but interpret is incorrect. So I'm going to put an I in there. I'm going to see if I can zoom it a little bit. That's not what I wanted to do. Add a slide. Oh, here's the zoom. So we're going to go into 100%, get these a little bit closer, easier to read. My teacher's remarks were interpreted as being friendly. That is correct. So I'm going to double click, put a C in the box. Mingna's silence was interpreted as anger. That is also correct. And she spoke Arabic, so she was able to interpret for the travelers. Once again, that is correct. Number 2, the Sunday Comics supplement comes with the local newspaper. I know that not many of us get newspapers anymore, but when we would, on the Sunday Comics, it would be great because they would be color comics in the front of the paper with Garfield and Snoopy. Those were my favorites. But yes, that comes with, so that is a correct use. Supplement will be served at 5. No, supper might be served at 5, but supplement cannot be served at 5, so that is incorrect. Ong's mom supplemented his lunch with a bag of nuts and raisins. Yes, which is very nice, unless Yong was allergic to nuts, and that would then not be nice. But that is a correct statement. We supplemented the time by reading and playing games. No, we passed the time, so that would be incorrect. So those are the first 2. If you're watching this video, then you don't even have to think about it. You can just do what I did. And so now I'm going to place these, and we're going to move down. Notice there is a second page of these on slide 4. So there's a 10 total. On slide 5, we are going to circle, or actually move the circle to cover up the letter for each correct answer. There may be more than one correct answer, which goes with easier, something that is convenient is easier. Ravenous means hungry, mediocre means meh, and captive means you can't go anywhere. So There's only one correct one in this case. Which word or words go with the loss of freedom? So one would be bondage. Notice that I need my cursor to appear as the little 4-way arrow. If it's only the 2-way arrow, then it's just going to deform the circle. The other word that goes with the loss of freedom would be captive. So bondage and captive, there's your first two. Remember to go back and look at your definitions if you need help and can't remember which words could go with helpful or happiness or slow. So that is 8B. Moving on to 8C, determining meanings. So circle the letter. We're going to move the circle to cover the letter that correctly completes the sentence. There may be more than one correct answer. So Livy accompanied the famous pianist with her violin. Yes, you can do that. Can Livy accompanied her sister to the store? Yes, that means to go with her. Accompanied a deep breath and closed her eyes? No, she can't do that. And Olivia accompanied very hard to find? No, that would be coveted. But accompanied does not work there. The convenience of your best friend also being your neighbor is great. Yes, it's very handy if your best friend is also your neighbor. So that would be correct. The convenience of riding a bike to school is much better than waiting a long time for the bus. Yes. Doesn't happen very much at our school, but in a lot of places that happens. The convenience on the top shelf was hard to reach. Nope. And the convenience of living next to the grocery store is almost too good to believe. Yeah, it's really nice to be able to walk to the grocery store. Where I used to live, I could walk to the grocery store, but not so much anymore, unless I wanted to walk 2.5 miles. So that is 8C. I'm going to put these back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to move to 8D on slide 7. Notice there's a couple here. Complete the sentence to demonstrate your knowledge of the words in bold. An expedition is I could maybe remember to double click, is a group going on an adventure. Period. So you notice that Google tried to add this capital. I'm not going to deduct points for it because Google did it on purpose even when I didn't. But because it is the continuing of a sentence, it does not have to be a capital letter. It would be beneficial to me if autocorrect, I can do it just by hitting backspace at the end of the word. Autocorrect wouldn't always capitalize. I don't want it to. So you would create your own sentences. You don't have to use autocorrect. I just thought it was funny. But then again, my humor, as we all know, is a little off at times. So that is 8A through 8D. And you will each have your own copy of this. If you have questions, look at the example, rewatch the video. And we will see you on Zoom next week.